Oh, Matty. Well, here we are. We've turned up to one another this evening. We do love an evening record sometimes.
Sometimes, to be honest, it's the only time, isn't it?
This literally is, in fact, the case. But what's nice is that I thought to myself as I was getting out of the shower just 7 minutes before we were ready to kick off,
Mhm, mhm.
because as we know, my time management likes to get exciting. And I was thinking, she's just going to have to accept me in my raw form, My face is raw. That's it. I've done the serums, I've done the nighttime moisturizer. There's
Mhm.
nothing else going on here. I wish to do no more facial admin before I go to bed.
But can I just say, your skin is positively bouncing through the camera. It
Well,
looks very full of life.
thank you. Is it the ring light? Is that soft diffused ring light doing famous for me?
Well, whatever it is, it's
Uh,
working for you, girl.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Mm.
appreciate that. And what have you got on your raw form today?
My raw, very shiny face is look, there's a lot of grease going on, and the first part of the grease is in my hair, and that is because I did a face sculpting session today, and she massaged in my head on my scalp with oil, which is absolutely fine. But I was going to work after that, and I was like, okay, I did like
Oh,
I wish I had a sort of some sort of sign on me that was like, this is not just a greasy hair. This is a post face sculpt greasy hair day.
mm,
Um, and the face is because I have just done my nightly skincare and I have changed my moisturizer to, well, I actually put it on the gram recently, asked for recommendations for a really thick, just like slathery moisturizer. And
right.
lots of people recommended Weleda Skin Food. First of all, Weleda, if you want to sponsor the pod, let us know. And so I now have Weleda Skin Food on my face, and it's really
Ah,
it smells delicious.
right.
Mm.
Well, you look nourished.
Thank you. It feels that's what I like in a moisturizer. Like I like a really thick, like I want to feel like my face is just suddenly full of hydration,
Mm,
even if it's just a facade.
yeah. And so you
Mm.
feel it's been fed.
It definitely feels like it's being nourished in some way, being fed some sort of, I don't know, vitamin CoQ10 or whatever.
Great. I'm delighted for you. So, uh, face sculpting.
Mm.
What happens here? We talked about the hair. I do love it. I do love stuff being worked through my head, but it's like you've really got to factor in where you are going afterwards. But what's happening now?
So I've been seeing a bit of it on the gram actually, the face sculpting. There's someone who I follow. I mean, of course, I cannot for the life of me remember her name, but I'll find it and I'll put it in the show notes. There's someone that I follow who does face sculpting on herself every day, and
Every day,
she every yeah,
child free.
that's the kicker, isn't it? That's the kicker. That's why so many people follow her because they're like, I want to do that,
Mm.
but maybe I'll just watch you do it instead and then
Yeah.
wish I was doing it.
What does that perfect routine where you do all the things you're supposed to do look like, and how early have you got up in the morning?
Mm,
I
exactly.
I just like I don't have an optimal flossing routine. How
Mm.
on earth could you get to the point where you're doing a daily face sculpting? I don't even know what you do.
There's no gua sha, it's just purely her and her hands, but
Mm.
honestly, she posts pictures of what her face looked like 5 years ago, and she looks like a different person. I can't even explain, and she insists that there's no Botox, there's no filler, this is all face sculpting, she insists. But she is also selling something, so who knows? But anyway, that's a separate thing. But a friend of my friend, so my friend got in touch and she was like, "Hey, my friend does face sculpting." So are we on the same page? My friend got in touch because her friend does face sculpting.
I've got it.
And she was like, "Do you want to give it a go?" Her company is Ray, RAE. I was like, "Yeah, I'll give it a go." So
Why
it's
not?
basically like a massage, a really nice massage for your face, but
Ooh.
then not just a face massage, then she massages inside your mouth. Yeah,
Okay.
so like with gloves. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not just like fingernails in your mouth, but then and it's kind of goes
Tasting
like up and in
tasting the
there.
Doritos she's been eating for lunch.
Oh,
Uh,
bleh. Can you imagine like Dorito dust? Someone's old Dorito dust. Could you imagine anything more disgusting?
Dorito flavored cuticles.
Oh, oh. Um,
Followed by a durry, you know?
what? Dorito and a durry in your mouth. Oh my god.
You're not
Um,
getting a face sculptor who's doing a Dorito and a durry for lunch, are you?
yes, no, you're certainly not. But after one
Sorry.
session, look, I'm going to hold it up to the camera because there is a little before and after action here, and I
Stop.
feel like
You've sculpted yourself.
I think I look a little bit brighter, a bit more awake, a bit more
Alright.
lifted. Hold on.
Hmm.
I'm going to hold this up.
Oh,
Do you
I
think? It's
Maddie,
subtle. It's
I'm sorry,
subtle.
I agree.
Yeah, a bit
Do
more lifted.
yeah, you do.
Oh.
You do. That's
Mm,
one session.
that's
Well, I
one
want
session.
well, I
I
want it
know.
now, don't I?
I know. Because I didn't really know what to expect. I thought I would try it, but I reckon it could have the possibility of becoming addictive, truly.
Great. Well,
Because you
better
wanna
than
look
drugs.
awake, don't you? This is why people get Botox, because it's like then you think, "I actually look quite good after
Yeah.
this. I think I wanna keep doing it."
Oh, but I mean, even just when you think about, having massage and stuff on your face,
Mm.
like you're draining lymph, aren't you? You're
That's part of
increasing
it. Yeah.
blood flow, you know? Like
Mm.
those things in themselves, you're reducing the tension in the muscles on your face.
Yeah.
Those
Exactly. So
things in
it's not
themselves,
just, like, looking great. It's also it's good for your health. Any
yeah,
kind of massage I think is good for you.
it really is. And it's good for your skin, it's good for everything.
Mm.
So it's like, I mean, there's no magic there. It's just like, yes, I would also love a daily face massage. And you know what? I'd love someone else to do it for me.
Oh, well, I mean, that's the kicker. Like it was an hour.
Heaven.
Oh, wasn't it ever? Hey, just on Botox, is this not the perfect segue?
The Sego is there and you just went and grabbed it. And that's why I love you. You know,
Sometimes
you,
it's there for the taking.
you were there.
It really is.
Go on.
Okay, so we had a listener message, and I'll just read it out raw. I'll read it out.
This is
Okay,
what we are. We're raw.
so Shanandra, let's say her name is.
Nice.
First of all, love you guys. Oh, I love you too.
I
Second
love you
of
too.
all, can you please do a poll or episode on Botox? I've just discovered a lot of my close friends do it, and now I'm feeling very left out. Is everyone treating it like a visit to the dentist and just not talking about it? I'm in my late 30s and I'm becoming very concerned I'm going to shortly look a lot older than my friends. Please, can you clarify? Am I soon to be the only wrinkly granny around? Many thanks. But honestly, everyone gets Botox.
I don't.
I don't either. But have you noticed that most people get Botox?
The thing is that sometimes you can tell,
Mm.
sometimes you can't. And only if someone discloses that they're getting a little,
Little
Botox
nip
here
tuck.
or a little filler there, that you know.
Mm.
So, and I kind of like, I try not to ask because I'm like, you do you, you know?
Totally.
If
But
that's what makes you feel.
don't you find it really difficult? Because being a nosy well, I'm a nosy person and I like to know every single thing about every single person. When I have a suspicion, I'm like, I must know. And it's really difficult not knowing. Don't you
Yes,
think? But it's like,
yes.
it's none of our business. It's none of our business.
No, it's none of our business. And then like sometimes you kind of like, I suspect. And then you're sort of looking for signs, and then you're like on the and then is that worse than not asking? Because then you're just like your eyes are darting around their face looking for evidence of whether or not they've been just
Exactly.
enjoying a little bit of Botox.
And then like sort of telling them concerning things and being like, how do you feel about this concerning thing? What's your face going to do? Come on, show me. I mean, look, no judgment at all whatsoever. Like,
Do whatever you
I
want.
totally get it. I mean, God, I truly am tempted on a weekly basis, but I
Yeah, what
know that deep down I don't want to get it, but
mm.
every so often I'll have a day where I'm like, "Oh, maybe
Oh,
I should just do it."
because and I'm in the same boat, and sometimes I look at my forehead or, whatever, and I'm like, "They might no, they might not have to be there,"
Wouldn't it
or
be
like my
nice if I could just
frowny,
smooth that out?
yeah, a little bit of a resting bitch face, I could just look neutral. This is the challenge, I think, for me is, like, I don't want to. I want to listen, I don't I take my supplements like they're going out of fashion, I meditate, I try and, do these things, I try and sleep well, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I want that to be enough for me and feel that like that's enough for me
Mhm.
and not feel that I think like not feel that showing my age is a negative thing or that aging is a negative thing,
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
I was at Maroya Springs yesterday and I saw the most beautiful older woman. I don't know, maybe she was in her early 60s. You could just see like just joy emanating out of her
Yeah.
and plenty of wrinkles, but I was like, yeah, that's what I'm aiming for.
That's true beauty.
That's true beauty, and I think like glorifying youth is something that we've been tricked into
Mhm.
and not glorifying, wisdom and going into your queen age and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, because women only have value if they are an object of desire, if they are, screaming fertility, but not once you've had a child, then if you complain, you're a nuisance. All of that
Mm.
stuff that we
Mhm.
sort of deal with. And I'm just like, this is the challenge that I'm setting myself, which is not to say from time to time I'm not a little bit tempted to,
Oh my
to
god, same.
just to look at some options, a bit of gentle face resurfacing and things like that.
Mm.
And it's not like I don't also look closely at my face or the way that my skin is changing and the way that my complexion is changing and the odd grey hair and the odd wrinkle and stuff and go, hmm, you know.
Mm. Wouldn't mind a little bit of, little bit of something, something on that.
Yeah, but it's going in one direction. Like,
Mm.
it doesn't matter how hard I pump the brakes, like,
Well, that's the
at
thing.
some point, I'm gonna have
It
to
is a
just
losing
embrace
battle.
it.
Yeah, we've been sold a bit of a scam in the whole anti-aging thing because it's like, well, we will age. That's
A given.
kind of inevitable and it's a given. And so why would we decide to wage this battle of
Mm,
all the things? Why aging? And it just kind of it makes me think like a wrinkle's going to be the minority at some point. Like, is it going to be like our dear listener says? Like, are we going to be the only ones that are like wrinkly old grannies because we decided not to get Botox? Are we going to be? And that's I think where the chain reaction comes in because
mm,
we see other people looking a certain way and we're like, oh my god, that person looks incredible, and we
mm.
find out they get Botox, and then it's like, well, I want to look that good too. I want to get Botox as well.
And
And
then you start worrying, am I gonna be, left behind? And then am I gonna be the one that looks like old compared to you know,
yeah,
I was thinking about this when I saw that message, and can we just make aging cool? That would solve a
yes,
lot of problems if we
yeah,
just glorified wise, cool women that looked the way that just looked like themselves and embodied it and owned it and
mhm,
didn't present in a way that was for anybody else but themselves.
yeah. Can we
And
stand in our power?
yeah, and so I think that's one thing I'd like us all to go and do, like, just make aging a little bit cool, and then we don't have to worry so much, we don't
Yeah,
have to be concerned about it. But I
yeah.
think, like,
Rebrand aging.
let's rebrand aging.
Mhm, I like
That's
that
it.
too.
Yeah. I think when you're making a decision about how you want to present yourself to the world through your appearance. Do whatever is going to make you feel more like you.
Yeah.
Like, move in the direction that's going to be the fullest, truest, most authentic expression of who you are.
Yeah.
And if that's you want to get a little Botox, go for it. You know?
100%. Like,
And
I just feel like I want to make sure that you're doing it for you, that
Mm,
it's not to compete with other people or look a certain way or whatever,
keep
like,
up,
or
with
keep up.
other people. Or
Exactly. Like, if something is gonna make you feel confident and powerful and whatever, then amazing,
mm,
go for it. But it's just as long as it's not to try and impress others or benefit others in some way.
mm. I think it comes down to that thing of, like, when you're making a decision, because also it is a big decision because
Mhm.
it's expensive.
Yes,
You
it's
know,
very
also
expensive.
you're injecting stuff into your body, but it's expensive.
And it's not a one and done.
Oh,
It's a
no.
it's
It's
a
a
one
then keep
keep
up.
going.
Yeah. So it's that commitment. But, like, I guess I want my outsides to match my insides, and I
Mhm.
think, like, you can tell as people old the kind of person they've been through their lives, and the kind of the person that they are. Like, it shows
Yeah.
if you're a person who's upbeat and positive, or if you're a person who's like, God, that,
Confident and content in their own
yeah,
skin and
yeah,
yeah.
or one of those people who've got like a face like a drop pie because all they do is bitch and moan and complain about things.
Mhm.
Met one of those in Maruia Springs. Got
Oh, did you
stalked,
now?
got cornered between a couple of boulders and complained at, and I was like, like, I'm having the nicest time. Like,
And were you in a spa?
I was in like a hot spring.
And someone just cornered you to complain? How horrible.
Yeah, and like, yeah, about her husband as well. They just both look fucking miserable. But then, like, when we're at dinner, then, because she had just done such an outstanding job at the bitching and moaning and complaining about everything. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I mean, there she was, relaxing in a natural hot spring, in outstandingly beautiful environment, in this
Mm.
lovely place with a lovely matcha clay mask or whatever the hell we'd smother all over our faces. Like, there couldn't have been less. Having had a sauna infusion with essential
Oh,
oils, there couldn't have been
stop it.
less that there was to complain about. But nonetheless, but that stuff, like, that shows on your
Mm.
face. And I just think,
Mhm.
if who you are on the inside and how you feel on the inside can just shine outwards, and you can be there on the outside, like, do whatever, to
Yeah.
make you feel more like you.
Yeah. It makes you realize that the term "face like a slapped ass," it
Mm,
really don't you think you
it's
start
good.
to understand? You're like, "Oh, yeah, she does have a face like a slapped ass," or "He
Yeah.
does have a face like a slapped ass." That it's
Yeah.
just like a grumpy person,
Yeah.
like a grumpy, complainy person. You can almost see it on someone's face, like, straight away.
Yeah. You really can. I also quite like face like a bulldog looking piss off a thistle. Like, that's one I enjoy.
That's a real
Yeah.
that's a
Face
tricky
like a
one.
face like a drop pie is one I use quite
That is
often.
good too. Face like a
Yeah.
drop pie, I like that.
Yeah. 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 Have we solved this? I think also, if you're making a decision,
Mm,
is your decision coming from a place of love,
yeah,
or is it coming from a place of fear? If your
that's what
decision
so much of
is
it comes down to.
based on a fear, have a think
Re
about that.
Rethink it. Yeah,
Rethink.
yeah.
Rethink. Back to the drawing board. Yeah. I
But,
mean,
well, I don't think we've solved it because I don't think it's solvable,
it's
but
not
but I
solvable.
think we've
Have we
certainly weighed in, that's for one, and I think we have said to Shanandra,
Well done
mm,
remembering that name.
oh, thank you, that we're here with you,
Mm.
and look, if we're the only 3 wrinkly old grannies in the country, then so be it, but there will be
We'll
more of us.
we'll crinkle our crow's feet together. you know?
Exactly. Exactly. We'll frown our little frown lines and just get amongst it. Who cares?
Yeah, and eventually, we will be the minority, and then people will be like, that's, exotic."
Ooh, rare.
What a rare exotic breed. How attractive, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly, because we're
Right?
hard to find.
Mm.
Yeah, people will be like, "Ooh, you know what I'm after? Some good old creases in the forehead." And especially one big old crease down the middle of the eyes. That's what I'm after.
Do you
You'll be
remember
like,
that song
that's us."
that came out? We would have been at school, you know? Probably would have
Mm.
been at high school, and it was like that song that was to a speech for people that were leaving university or something, and it was like, "Wear sunscreen." You know
Yeah.
that song?
Yes, I do.
I
Yeah.
look back now, and at the time I was like, "Whatevs." I look back now, Maddie, and I think that was genuinely crucial advice I ignored.
I think it happens to us all, doesn't
Mm.
it? Where you but then I'm in two minds about it though, Bean, because like
We're in two minds about everything. It's a nightmare.
we're so indecisive about any kind of opinion. But with the sunscreen thing, we've gone too far. We've gone too far. Like, yes, sunscreen on your face is important. I disagree that you need to wear it every fucking day, even when it's raining. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Mm.
I disagree. And then, there's skincare influencers being like, you have to double cleanse morning and
No,
night.
no, no, no,
And
no.
then you have to wear SPF every morning. And so, okay, first of all, what's in the SPF?
Mm.
Like, if it's some chemical laden shit, should we be putting that on every single
Mm.
day? Is that better or worse than sun exposure? I'm not sure. I'm not going to have a public opinion on it, but I'm not sure. And like, yes, SPF is important for sure. But I feel like there's this fear of the sun now of like, oh gosh, I can't step foot outside without my SPF because the big like sky laser is gonna come and like,
Destroy me.
destroy me and put sunspots all over my face. Like, yes, you might have some sunspots. I'm getting some now, and I'll be honest, I wish I wore a little more SPF. Maybe somewhere in the middle would be good.
If only I'd known which days I needed to wear SPF and which days I didn't need to bother. And when I wasn't sure, just wore a large hat.
That's the thing. Hats, more hats. Like, it doesn't have to
More
be only SPF.
make sombreros cool again. I wanna see people aging and I wanna see more sombreros.
More hats, for God's sake. That's the thing.
Oh
We
god.
can't win.
No.
We cannot win as
Hey,
women. Far out.
hey Maddie, speaking of willing,
Oh.
talk me through your storage solutions. I wanna circle back.
Oh my gosh. Honestly. Well, let me tell you, sort my house. We're here
Loved
today
it.
too.
They've been
Yeah.
back.
They've been back. They've been back, baby.
Oof.
So, first time round, they did our linen cupboard
Mm,
and pantry.
mm.
And when I tell you,
Tell me in detail.
I am a new woman. So, okay, they go through everything, and then Andrew's like, "Oh, these pillowcases don't have a friend," or like, "Hey, this is a double, and you've only got a queen and a king. So, what do you want to do with this?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is what I've been meaning to do. I've been meaning to go through everything, but can I be bothered? And will I ever? Absolutely not. I'm going to keep carting around the double duvet cover until the end of time." And so everything is in like little bamboo baskets marked master duvet, spare room bed, kids' beds. And then she was like, "Hey, here's a great storage solution. Why don't you put the kids' linen in this drawer in their room so it's ready to go when you need to change their sheets?" And it's like, of course.
Oh.
Why didn't I think of that? Because I can't think like that. It's not part of my DNA.
Mm.
And now in our pantry, everything's in little clear jars and
You're a
all the
clear jar
flowers.
person.
There's
The
no longer open packets with washing pegs on them. Everything is in jars.
Labeled.
Perfectly labeled
Oh
with
my
the right
God.
label on them. The spices have a tower so I can see what spices I have. I don't have to fester around in the little boxes. Honestly, I
New
actually
woman.
feel
New
like I'm a
woman.
new woman. And putting things away, I'm like, I can put it away because it's easy, because I know where it goes. So it's got a place, rather than just being like, oh, just shove it in the whatnot drawer. Who cares?
Oh my God. And so they've been back?
Yes. So first time they came around, I did the pantry and the linen cupboard, but we didn't do the jars. It was just like sorting everything out. And then she was like, do you want to do the jars? And I was like, and I absolutely do want to do the jars. And so she was like, great, I'll come back in a couple of weeks. And then she went through and was like, hey, here's what I've written down that you have in your pantry. So here's what I think you need jars for. I know. And I was like, that is what I need jars for, Ange. And I didn't have to write it down myself. She's amazing.
Amazing.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, it makes me feel like a sense of peace and satisfaction, actually, just hearing about it. I'm getting secondhand satisfaction.
Honestly, it just, because we can't all have every strength, right?
No, correct.
Like, sure, I can speak on a podcast. Can I organize my house? No, I cannot.
Mm.
And so not everyone can do everything. And sometimes it's okay to admit defeat.
Mm.
Just say,
Oh, no.
I want someone else to do this for me.
Yes, what you've done is you've found a solution. That's not admitting defeat because, look, it's done now, isn't it?
True.
The fact that you didn't do it, irrelevant.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. No one has to know. Well, everyone knows now, but that's okay. Who cares?
Oh, God, that is funny.
I know. So that feels good. It feels very nice to be an organized person.
Now, I did want to bring up something I saw on your social media. Puppies. Matty.
I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say.
You know exactly what I'm going to say.
What are you thinking?
Leave Buster in peace. He's an old man. How many old men do you see like just wanting to like run around with toddlers? None of them.
So
they want to sit on a park bench with a newspaper and be left alone.
Well, that's the thing. So I feel like I read somewhere. So this all started because on the radio we were talking about your partner coming home with something unexpected, and someone called up and talked about how their wife had come home with a kitten and hadn't discussed it or anything, and so they just had a kitten in their house now. And I was like, would that happen in some marriages? Like, could you just come home with an animal that you hadn't discussed with your partner and it would be fine? Did you do that?
I've done that on more than one occasion.
Really? Art would absolutely murder me and chop me up into little pieces.
It was like, listen, the time it was Duchess.
Yeah.
So I kind of feigned consultation.
Okay.
I had wanted an English Bull Terrier forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd been cruising Trade Me and I found the one. Mm-hmm. And I looked in her little eyes on the pictures and I knew deep in my heart, in all of my waters, that was the one.
She was your dog.
She was the dog. So before I had even known what had happened, she was purchased and like on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sort of feigned consultation. And I called Hugo at that time and I was like, oh, look, I think I found like us the perfect, like we were going to be getting a dog, right. We were going to be getting a puppy. I think I found the one. And he was like, oh, I don't know, like having a puppy's like having a baby, obviously we hadn't had babies by this point. They're a lot of work. And I was like, she arrives on Thursday.
They are a lot of work and we will be doing that.
We will be enjoying that. But anyway, it worked extremely well. They, as soon as he like met her, he just melted into this gooey puddle, and that was that. That was love at first sight. It was a different story when I introduced a baby goat.
Okay, didn't go down as well as Duchess.
Indeed, not with anyone, including myself. I don't know, when sometimes you just get it in your head, you're like, I've got to have this thing,
Yes.
like I've
got
gotta,
the urge to nurture, and I must nurture something right now.
God, that looks fun. I bet that would be a fun pet.
Not fun.
Oh, no, they're a nightmare. Well, they just go everywhere. They do everything. It was cool. Like, he got so attached to me, though.
Yeah.
And then, like, he just didn't want to be separated from me at all. So, like, I'd go in the house and close the door, and he'd just start, like, backing up and then running and jumping into the window panes of the door.
Oh, my God.
Like a goat. A goat running and
Wow.
jumping and landing against the window panes of the door. And I was thinking,
Oh, God.
he's going to get bigger,
Yeah, and he's going to get bigger and stronger, and the door's probably going to get weaker if he keeps...
So anyway, the goat found a new home.
Okay. Yeah, the goat didn't work out.
Yeah. There's been horses and things, but anyway, we'll brush over that. We'll just carry on. Matty, tell me more about...
Yes. So then it got me thinking, okay, so people just bring home pets, like, without consultation, because I know that art will not allow another animal at the moment. But I was like, maybe I'll just
sneak one in.
I'll just do it. Maybe I'll just get a puppy and bring it. Because I feel like I've read an article at some point that was talking about old dogs and how they can sometimes benefit from having a younger puppy in the house, because it can bring out their playful side. It gives them a little buddy, and they can also help train it. Like, they're quite good at sort of bringing the puppy into line. So I was like, maybe it's a good thing. And then it can be sort of a transition, like, not to replace Buster, but
because he'll then know he's on his way out and you've just organised.
Well, I don't think dogs think like that, do they? I don't think so.
I think he would. I think Buster would take one look at that, and he'd take one look at you, and his little eyes would well up with tears.
Well,
You'd be like, I know what's happening here.
You're replacing me, bitch. So then I put it to the gram, and I thought, what's everyone's experience? Have you got a puppy with an old dog, and how did it go? And honestly, it was actually really unhelpful because it was down the middle.
I was like, I'm weighing in on this, No.
Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
No.
Those motherfucking boy racers, Bean.
Oof. Not in Warkworth, Matty.
It is just in the country where we are close to a boy racer hotspot.
Oof.
I know. Anyway.
The audacity. They've got those big mufflers on them, do they?
It's loud. They go round in circles, honestly. Okay, sorry.
Anyway, I was shocked. I was about the house split down the middle that pole was. I thought surely no one in their right mind is going to be trying to put Buster through this hell, through this ordeal. Half of them would. But
then I was getting personal anecdotes of like, oh, we got a puppy with our old dog, and it was amazing. And, it really brought him out, and he was playing, and they were best buds. And then I had lots of people being like, oh, God, I did it with my dog. And then someone said that their dog died within 6 months of being a puppy. I was like, oh,
just
okay.
Get up. I was like, fuck this.
And so then I thought, oh, it's a bit risky. And then my logical brain kicked in, and I was like, what the fuck am I thinking? Like, a puppy it's a lot of hard work. Why would I do that? I think I just had a feeling of like, I need to nurture something. I'm not going to have another baby right now. Get me a puppy.
Couldn't help notice you say right now.
Well,
it's just never going to be off the table with you, is it?
I don't think it's ever going to be off the table. Well, I have a theory, and my theory is that pretty much 99.9% of my friends are like absolutely done. They're like done with kids, however many they've got, like whether they've got 2 or 3, they've all got a feeling of like no more. I've been waiting for that feeling, and it's just not there, which makes me think my theory is that there's someone waiting in the wings. That
Matty,
for you,
that for you there will be a queue of souls that would be delighted to be
It just
plunged
feels
out of
like-
your body and into your family. There will be an orderly queue.
Oh, that's very sweet. But I just feel like if I don't feel done, is that because there's one more soul just waiting patiently for their time? I don't know.
I think
don't
this
know.
is I think this is a collaboration, you know?
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
It's a team effort, isn't
It
it?
is a team effort.
Yeah.
Do you know what you need? A bonsai tree.
Yeah, maybe
You
let's
need
bring
some
it
kind
down to a plant.
of fragile, temperamental plant that requires more energy than you'd really like to give it. That's what you
It
need.
doesn't do poos and wees. I don't need to take it outside. I don't need to train it, but I do need to nurture it.
Mm,
Maybe that's it. Maybe I just need, or I need a Tamagotchi or something.
yeah. So you don't have a spare Tamagotchi floating around in a drawer that hasn't been cleansed by people who organise your home. And then you'll forget to pick up its poo and it will run away or die or something and you'll be sad. And I think they'll just give you the dose of reality that you need.
Maybe that's just the good hard lesson I need. It's just like it's not all about you, okay? It's not all about you wanting to nurture things.
I mean,
There's
you've
other
got
people
like,
on this
so your
family.
children just don't want nurturing anymore, do they? Are
Yeah,
they?
they're still so small. Maybe it's because I don't have a little newborn child in my arms. Maybe it's breastfeeding. Maybe I'm just desperate to breastfeed something.
Do
I
you
don't
just
know.
want to be a wet nurse?
Yeah, maybe I'll just
Like, I reckon bring back, okay, all right, bring back, we want to make aging cool, we want more sombreros, and we need to bring back wet nurses.
Yeah, and we need wet nurses because there's some of us who want to breastfeed something.
Your
okay?
child.
Yeah,
That's
I want to breastfeed your
your
Hey, I've got a deal for you. Do you want to get some sleep? Well, I want to breastfeed your baby, so we've got a
leave the
deal.
door unlocked. I'll just pop in.
You won't even know I'm there. It's fine.
Had someone actually offered that to me in the depths of my, like the newborn trenches,
Mm.
you
You'd have
know?
been like, yeah, all right. I'm up anyway.
Yeah.
Feed yours too. Anyone else got some? Chuck them over.
No. I was thinking, no. I want to be on the other side of the
way
equation.
round.
I'll have you coming into my house in the middle of the night and breastfeeding my child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, it was such a thing back in the day, wasn't it? Having a wet nurse.
Yeah.
Imagine being the wet nurse, though. That would actually be quite grim.
Well, it can't have been great. And you've got to keep the lactation going. So what are you doing in between babies to keep the lactation going?
That's the thing. Or do you have just little babies of your own?
I
that you're
guess,
poor?
that's in a time when the breeding just kept happening because the contraception didn't exist.
So they just went and went and went, had more and more babies. Bloody hell.
Matty,
And then the rich
been
people
born in the wrong time.
and then the rich people could afford to get a good night's sleep because it just pays someone to. But it's also like that's part of it. It's part of it. You just can't avoid it, can you? And there are times. There's the odd night.
I feel
Look,
like they
I'm not
weren't
saying it's
really
every
that
night.
focused on, the relationship necessarily.
No,
People in that
no.
scenario.
In the 1800s. Yeah, it didn't.
Don't you think when did wet nursing stop?
I would have thought like early 1900s. No, later than that.
Stand by, please, caller. Go on. What were you
We're
going
just
to
doing
say?
some light research. On the odd night, so not every night, but on the odd night when I was breastfeeding, I would feel incredibly grateful just to be able to like hold my little baby
Mm.
and like they would wake up and call out for you. And then you go in there and they're so excited to see you. And then you just get to feed them and have a cuddle. And they're just like, all they want is you. And that
Mm.
is all that
Mm.
makes them feel comfortable enough to go back to sleep. And there's the odd night where you're like, oh my God, this is just everything I've ever dreamed of right now in this moment. And then some nights you're like, oh God, not again.
Yeah. It makes sometimes that moment where you're feeding your baby and you're looking down at them and they're looking down up at you and you're like, this is all you want.
Yeah.
This is you have all of your needs met.
Yeah. And
You
it's the
feel
middle of
like
the night and it's just the two of you. There's no distractions. There's nothing. It's just the two of you looking at each other with love, and it is actually it's really special. It's really special. It's almost like you want a wet nurse every so often.
yeah, an
Every so
ad hoc
often.
wet nursing.
Ad hoc. Just someone
I want an
down the shed with
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 Maurice.
with more
Maurice's wife and their 12
Maurice.
children, so she can continue lactating for any baby that you might want to have on a whim.
Then you can just call out, like,
Yeah.
Mauricia.
Yeah, Maurice and Mauricia. Of course, make it easy for yourself. Well, let me tell you, obviously it happened like way back when in ancient Egypt. We won't have a full history lesson here. 3000 BC,
Mm-hmm.
all the way up to the Victorian era in the 19th century.
Okay.
That is, in fact, in the 1800s. So let me tell you that in the 1700s, the majority of rural infants, I'm not sure why it's rural here, in the 1700s were raised by wet nurses.
Really?
So
In
there
the
you are.
1700s,
God only knows what's happening to the urban infants. Then Victorian era in the 19th century, so in the 1800s, wet nursing was both common and controversial. In Britain and America, it was increasingly regulated and medicalized.
right.
Mm, mm,
As
mm, mm.
as things with women often are, don't they?
Yeah. So, in
Oh.
summary, I'll just skip to the end. Wet nurses have existed for over 5,000 years, with their peak use between the Middle Ages and the 19th century.
Okay,
And
so
that,
so
my
so it
friends,
did start
is
to
a
trickle
short
away.
history on wet nursing.
Okay. So it started to trickle away in the 1900s somewhere. In the early 1900s.
Very much so. Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Okay.
yep. So, listen,
It's not going to happen, basically. Just keep your wet nurse dreams to yourself, okay? You're
had
not
a
getting
whole
one.
list of things to talk about, and at
And
no
all
point.
we've talked about is face sculpting, puppies, and wet nurses.
Yeah. Well, I guess the other things will exist for the next time. Anyway, you came to your senses about the puppy. Let's wrap this up. But I saw you post the puppy in question because you had
I
also
know.
identified one that you wanted, and she is the cutest thing.
She is so
I
cute.
was thinking, thank God, I am not closer
Mm-hmm.
because I would have been in danger.
She's gorgeous. She's
Beautiful.
gorgeous. Little Miley. She's at
Has anyone been like, I'm going to adopt her?
no, but
Come on,
I
guys.
but I live in hope that someone would see this gorgeous little puppy. She's at SPCA in Whangarei. But hey, there are lots of puppies at lots of different adoption centres that would love a home. And she's just
So,
so gorgeous.
if Matty has come to your senses, but you, dear listener, have not, please get one and send us photos.
Maybe you don't have an old dog and you don't have children.
You
Adopt
can have
a little
children.
puppy. Yeah,
Children
true.
love
You can.
puppies.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe not toddlers, but I mean, oh God,
No,
do
they
what you
love
want.
them.
I don't
They
know.
love them. They love them. It's just that the dog might not love the toddler. But hey, look, don't worry about those. Don't worry about the details. Just get the puppy.
Yeah, just get the puppy. Just get the puppy. Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
one day I will get another puppy, but it might be post Buster. I think when he's had a time to rest forever.
Yeah, the long blink.
Yeah.
And I think, we thought about that with Duchess as well, and then we thought, nah, can't do it. Can't do it to her.
Yeah.
Even when I have sitting dogs come over, she looks at me like, really?
Like, sorry,
Really?
Duchess.
That one? She's like,
Yeah.
there's about 2 of them that I like.
Oh.
I
Well,
know.
that's the thing. I think they do get a bit, just like old humans, a bit stuck in their ways, and
She's
you know.
crotchety, she's tired,
Mm,
she's a bit sore.
yeah. Buster's. I've noticed the same in Buster. I think he's getting a bit arthritic. Like getting up, he sort of does a bit of a limp for a bit before he.
Does he go, huh? Like getting out of a chair? Or?
And then he slaps his knees and goes, "Well, I'll be off." Oh God. Those
Oh
little
my
old
God, amazing.
dogs.
I just
Bless
imagine
their
with some little
hearts.
slippers on. All right. Well, Matty, I think
I think we'll leave it there, eh?
I think we'll
we
leave it
will
there.
leave it there.
We've got other things that we want to talk about
They're going to have to be carried over.
that we're carrying them over.
They are
We
carried
are
over, people.
carrying them over. Well, we did. That was some really big issues today, though, and I think
Haven't we ever? God, I feel like we got.
hard hitting
Oh,
stuff.
I will find the Instagram page of the face sculptor that I found,
Sculpting.
but also the face sculptor that I went to today, who was amazing.
Yes,
Rach from
please
Ray.
do, please do, and
I
just
shall.
a wee shout out for your home organisers. Sort my house.
Sort my house.
Sort
Yep.
my house.
Yep. Shout out to all the women doing amazing things.
Yeah, all of you, and aging
All of you.
gracefully.
However you want to do that.
However you want to do it. No specific opinions.
Anyway,
dear.
hey,
Just do it with love, however you do it.
exactly. Thank you for listening and having you with us as always. And we'll see you same time, same place next week
We sure will.
with another episode of Untidy right now near your house.
Consensually. All right.
Consensually, of course.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Untidy. If you enjoyed it, we'd love your support to keep making the show. The best thing you can do to help is subscribe by hitting follow in your podcast app and leaving us a little 5-star review. You can also now watch and subscribe on YouTube and check out how these millennials are keeping up with the cool kids on TikTok and the gram. Lastly, please share this podcast with your mates. It means that we can keep building this supportive community, keep giving you untidy episodes, and just keep doing what we love to do.
Don't forget to check out mybigmoments.com for kids' books that make your tricky job of parenting a whole lot easier. Untidy listeners get a discount at checkout, so just pop in Untidy for 10% off your order. Lastly, we would like to thank all of the good people who make this podcast possible. Flicker Williams and Joe Rocker at My Big Moments for the beautiful artwork and design, Maxine London Creative for editing this episode, and Lana Byrne for creating our social content. And to you, our listeners, Araha nui, take care. We'll see you soon.